Hello, I'm Rich Dean with West Coast Collector Cars in Oregon, and today I've got another unusual car to show you. This is a 1975 Oldsmobile Hurst Olds Cutlass Supreme, and what I want to tell you about it is it's kind of a survivor. In fact, the paint on it everywhere is original, and they came in two colors, Cameo White, which is what this is, or Ebony Black, and there was I think it's 1,293 units built in white and 1,242 units built in black. So as you can see, not too many for each color. So it's a fairly rare car. At any rate, I want to take you around the car and show you some of the traits that make this a Hurst Olds, and it's kind of cool. So the paint, again, all original, but and you might not be able to tell just because of sunlight and it's white, but it actually does shine very nicely. This is the original factory paint now. Comes with its gold stripe, gold accents. This W30 that you see here, this meant that if it was a W30 like this was a 455 engine in this car. If it was a W25, it would have been a 350. So this does have the upgraded, you know, higher horsepower and bigger cubic inch engine. One of the traits of the Hurst Olds were these T-tops. They call them Hurst Hatch, and there's a little moniker here, if you can see that right there or not, but see, it was like a Hurst Hatch. Kind of cool. That's what they called them. At any rate, they're smoked. They work great. You know, they're all intact. There's no cracks in them or anything like that. Everything is original. The felts, the weather stripping, and so forth is all original. It's not gone. It's you know, it's all intact here, as you can see. I mean, there's some, you know, a little bit of wear to them, but again, you know, they're 42 years old. This top, all the Hurst Olds had this top. This was like a half top, or a Landau roof, as it's sometimes called. It's padded, and you know, I've been around this, and I'm always wanting to kind of push on these because I want to make sure there's no rust under here. Of course, now this car has lived inside its whole life, so it doesn't have any rust. But again, I did check that, and I see no evidence of any rust under this top at all. All the glass is good. You know, it's got the Hurst call-outs on both sides. The wheels and tires. Now, this is the one thing that is aftermarket of the wheels. They're just an aluminum 15-inch rim with these BF Goodrich radial TAs all around, so it looks cool. And this is I wanted to show you this too. If you can see this or not, this is the mud guard. It's got the little Hurst emblem there. If you wanted those on the car, that was an extra cost. So, and they're all four intact, which is pretty amazing. Very cool. Back here again, you got another Hurst Olds badge, and then you've got this original gold trim work back here. The chrome on the bumpers is nice. The rubbers and so forth here on the bumpers are not torn up or beat up. Very nice condition. You grab the key here. Show you inside the trunk. All original. This is the original radio in here for the car. I can show you under the mat. You know, you got a nice solid trunk floor, no rust there. The jack and so forth is there. Look at this old radial TA, which I don't even know if that was a radial, but it says it's a radial. This is what the original wheels would have been. So the original wheel for the spare is intact, but I do not have the original wheels for the car. All nice. The paint's nice up under here. Everything closes nice and easy. Shut lines are nice and smooth. Take inside the interior. Now, a couple of other things that were kind of cool about these cars. Check these seats out. I want to show you the seats. This is reversible. So if you wanted to, you could undo the seat trim here and turn it over, and you'd have this white vinyl. Otherwise, you could have this nice, you know, velour, which is comfortable to sit in too. And these seats, both passenger and driver, swivel. So, you know, it makes it easier to get in and out, or If you wanted to sit there and talk to your friends or something while you're sitting in the car, you can do that too. Gauges are all original and they all work, including this little extra cost efficiency gauge, which is basically a vacuum gauge, but that's what it is. There's your aftermarket stereo, it's still there. Now this shifter is exclusive. This is a Hurst dual gate shifter. So what that means is you got your regular shift quadrant here. But let's say you're sitting at the light and you're going to race somebody, not that you ever would of course, but what you can do is you can move this shifter here and move it over to this side, and then you'll shift 1, 2, 3. It's just a little more control being in first, second, and third gear. And when you just drive it in a regular mode, just pull that back. Kind of cool. You had Hurst call-outs on the C-pillar back there, both sides. Dash is nice, no cracks, no warping. Now, this particular car has been owned by the same person since 1977. He bought it, you know, here in Salem, Oregon, from a lot. It had just 15,000 and some odd miles on it, so it's been in his care since that time, and you know, he's maintained it extremely well, and he's kept it inside. It's just a very, very nice original car. I'll pop the hood here. Point out again in the front, you know, you've got nice chrome. Your grille is in excellent shape. There's no broken pieces here. And this little Oldsmobile emblem, you don't see that all the time. That's a pretty rare little piece. Open the hood, and there's your 455. Now, these were, you know, by the time 1975 rolled around, they were detuned considerably. So the spec on this is 190 horse, but I've driven this car, and in addition to its smooth ride, it does, it's got pretty nice power. I was kind of surprised, really. I thought, man, 190 horse, this thing's not going to be able to get out of its own way, but it actually does move pretty good. Power steering, power front disc brakes. I'll point out to you, this is a brand new Delco air conditioning compressor. Now, it's not hooked up, it's brand new, but I am going to have this hooked up and functioning before I let the car go. So it will have the good functioning air conditioning. This the Hurst Olds had these louvered hood treatments, and then they had the gold, you know, decal here, just to kind of point that out. So what I like to do now is I'll jump in the car and I'll just take it for a little spin around the parking lot. It's got a pretty good, you know, steering ratio on it. It's a good sized car, but you know, it can make it around the parking lot pretty well. You know, you're not going to get a really great sounding exhaust, and it's pretty quiet, but I don't know, that could be a good thing too if you wanted just to cruise around. But this would be an awesome daily driver if somebody really wanted to use it for that, and there's no reason why you couldn't. Or, you know, if you wanted to take this to a car show or a cruise in, you're probably not going to see another one. So let me do that. again, very comfortable to drive. I mean, you can just cruise in this thing all day long. It's just comfortable and you know, smooth. It's a big car, so you know, it just drives nice, and it kind of has that nice, you know, soft suspension, you know, that we just don't get in cars anymore. But all the gauges work in here, all the lights work, your accessories and everything work. It's a cool car. These doors are big, but they you know, they close nice. They don't sag or anything. You know, it's just a nice car. I would point you to the website westcoastcollectorcars.com, where I've got pictures of the undercarriage and so forth. You can see that too. It's not real pretty under there, but it's original. And this car, the odometer says 45,526. So I suspect that's 145,000. But you know, that's good. I mean, considering the age of the car, that's not bad. And as you may have been able to notice, it doesn't smoke. Starts up excellent, runs great. Again, the undercarriage shots, you can see I've got some data there and specs on the car. Welcome to look at. Again, my name is Rich Dean, and my number is 503-851-6763, and thank you for watching today.